Hey everybody, I thought I'd make a quick video today to show you a couple things you could do that might help you mathematically and visually for your Model UN project. So let's say you go to Google and you want to look at World Bank data. So let's type that in and see what we get. Okay, so you've probably encountered this website before. So let's say, for example, you wanted to research adolescent fertility rates around the world and births per 1,000 women ages 15 to 19. So you hit go on there, find your indicator, and you'll end up with this nice little chart with all sorts of information. So, for example, these charts are really, really nice, and let's say you wanted to look at this data for India. Click on India, and you can see here that you get these plots, and it tells you a little bit about the country, and I think this World Bank site is really good for what are called time plots. So, for example, if you looked at life expectancy at birth in India for total number of years, obviously you'd expect it to be going up over time, and you can see that over time, in 2004 the life expectancy was 53.7 years, and now it's 66. So good for time plots, not so good for pie graphs or bar graphs or anything like this. So in order to do that, let's go back. So again, what we have here is a whole bunch of data for the adolescent fertility rate. So what we can do is we can click on View in WDI tables, and I think it's safe to say you don't want to be entering all this data into Excel because that'll be a huge pain. So it'll actually do it for you. So once you've clicked on that link, there's this little icon here, which is Download in Excel. So click on that. And we've downloaded it. And so we click on that file, and something about a trusted thing, just say yes. Okay, so here's all your data. And as I said, we wanted to do an analysis of adolescent fertility rate around the world in births per 1,000 women ages 15 to 19, and the most recent information we have is from 2011. So what we do is we highlight all the entries, copy, and maybe make a new tab and paste it in there. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things we can do. So if we just wanted to find, say, the median or the middle number, we could say median and everything in column A. We notate as A:A, hit enter, and it would tell you 40.5. So again, if you wanted to take the average, you just type in average, and you would do A:A, and that would give you the average number. And I would say that particular statistic is not as useful, just because it can be skewed by some outliers on the top or the bottom. Now, what I wanted to focus on today, though, is making bar graphs and pie charts. So let's say we wanted to find the low number and the high number to get us started. So we can say min. So the lowest adolescent fertility rate is 1 in 1,000, and then the highest is 206. Okay, we're going to make some visual displays based on this. So unfortunately, it's not super user-friendly to do this in Excel, but we'll make it. So what we can do is, let's say that we decide to go every 50. So maybe we have our first bin be from 0 to 49, and then our next one be from 50 to 99, our next one be from 100 to 149, next one from 150 to 199, and the last one from 200 to 249. Okay? So this I'll just call our bins. Okay, so what we're looking for here is, again, the number of countries that have between 0 and 49 women with such an adolescent fertility rate. Here we're looking for the number of countries which have an adolescent fertility rate between 50 and 99. Here we're looking for the number of countries with an adolescent fertility rate between 100 and 149. So one of the things with big data is you often encounter a lot more data than you actually want to count by hand. So I imagine, some of you who are particularly, interested might actually count things one by one, and that's a bit of a pain. But what you can do is you can use a command called count. So if you say equal countif, our range is again all of column A, and the criteria is that the value must be less than 50. So in other words, what we're doing is we have to put it in quotation marks, and our criteria is less than 50. Or if you wanted to be more specific, you could say less than or equal to 49. Though here we're working with integers, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then you close parentheses, and it tells you there are 116 countries which have between 0 and 49 women between the ages of 15 and 19 out of 1,000 who give birth. Now here we do the same thing. So we do the COUNTIF, and here we'd go A:(A) again, all of column A, and we would say less than or equal to 99. Now notice that if we do less than or equal to 99, we're including the stuff between 0 to 49, which we don't want to include. So we subtract off entry F2, and we get 51. Same thing, COUNTIF AA, and again we would say less than or equal to 149, and then we'll subtract off F2 and F3, and then here, just about done, COUNTIF and AA, and less than or equal to 199, minus F2 minus F3 minus F4, and lastly, COUNTIF AA, and then less than or equal to 249, minus F2 minus F3 minus F4 minus F5. Okay, so now we have what we need to set up either a bar graph or a pie chart. So if we just highlight these entries, we're going to go to maximize this so you can see it better. Go to Insert, and then let's say we want to do a pie chart. So we go to Pie, 2D pie seems fine. If you want to go 3D, go for it. Doesn't really matter. Hit 2D pie. And so you can see here that we now have a plot, nice little pie chart, which you could enclose in your appendix, which shows that clearly the bulk of countries have an adolescent fertility rate between 0 to 49 women per 1,000 women ages 15 to 19 giving birth, etc., etc. So there's your pie chart. And then we can do the exact same thing. So highlight the same columns and go Insert, and then you would go column if you want them arranged vertically, or bar if you want them horizontal. So you will hit this one right here, and notice that that gives you a nice little bar graph for it as well. And you don't necessarily need to delete it, make it show up a little nicer. So I think that's really all I wanted to say. So again, the process is pretty straightforward. It's a little bit clunky in that you have to do this COUNTIF thing and create your bins yourself, which is a little bit of a hassle. But depending on what bin width you want and how big the sets you are looking at are, it's not too bad to do. So certainly with 5 sets, it didn't take us too long. Anyway, all the best with your Model UN project, and I will see you in a math class soon.